The theory that's
What is going on, guys? PoliticsGaming here, and today I am doing a live stream as the United States of America. This is just gonna be a, screw around live stream. I am basically gonna be just playing the United States. I'm gonna be going through and basically creating not chaos, but I am actually planning on doing a couple things, and I'm actually going to try to get on Mars before 2024, which is my goal. So basically, what I am going to do is I'm actually going to launch a cyber attack, electoral cyber attack against the Republic of Azerbaijan. Azerbaijan is, for one, I need to turn my music off because I'm unable to do that because apparently Eversim got one of the songs. So Azerbaijan is going through some political crisis right now. Actually, I think it would actually be really cool to play Azerbaijan. Uh, I could actually do a series about them. That would actually be really interesting. I can actually look into that. So let's see if we can actually go ahead and start rigging their election. It is scheduled for Monday, September 10th, or it's scheduled for 10/14/18. We can hurt the Conservative Liberal Party, which is the party in power. Because for one, we do not have friendly relations with the Republic of Azerbaijan, and two, I think the center-right party or the Union of the Democratic Right would actually be a better candidate. Or, oh, wait, no, the Independent Party. That would be a better one. Independent Party is something we would want to benefit. They are the second largest party in the Republic. The Independent Party, we could hopefully benefit off of our cyber attack. So we're going to go ahead and launch a cyber attack against Conservative Liberal Party. Let's see how this would work. Alright, so we can go ahead and do so. So we've got a lot of notifications. Conditions for success, technological research, religious holiday, cyber attack against Azerbaijan scheduled, liberation of black community. And if this doesn't work, then I'll just go ahead and launch a cyber attack against Azerbaijan. Armenia really does not like us. Let's check their electoral results. Actually, no. It's not it's not Azerbaijan that was going through the political turmoil. It's actually Armenia that was going through the political turmoil. When is their elections? Presidential elections, parliamentary elections. So the last time, this was their results in 2013. What is 48%? And their election is being held in 30 days. So, October 14th is whenever their election is going to be held.
After numerous attempts at phishing, we have succeeded in hacking their servers. Their confidential documents will be made public online with false information. We'll also drain their bank accounts. This will hurt their party right in the middle of the electoral campaign.
Alright, we have a successful cyber attack, electoral cyber attack against the Republic of Azerbaijan. So we can actually hurt their chances of being elected. If it is actually successful, then on October 15th, we will actually be able to see the result of their election, and we are going to be able to do that because they're not a parliamentary republic. They are a presidential republic, and they are. It would actually benefit us because they are an authoritarian presidential regime. enforcing cybersecurity for the national infrastructure. Speaking of that, we are going to, and I actually need to do this in my Iran series. We're going to invest $7.08 million into cyber protection. So here's you. Let's go ahead and give you $200,000 in funding. So we're giving a lot of political parties assistance. See, Power and Revolution knew this was going on before. Oh, I just realized something. I need to turn the game from that's streaming on YouTube to Power and Revolution. Is Iran in prison population? I need to figure out if Iran. I actually made a scientific discovery. We're going to check that out in a second. Prison population. Wow, you can see a. You can actually see a similarity here. If you look at the former Soviet republics, you can actually see that they are very similar. They have very high prison populations. Russia, Belarus. Wow. In the top 50, you're seeing the top prison populations, except for the United States, of course. The top prison populations are actually being placed in the former Soviet republics. So we got the Russian Federation, we got the Republic of Ukraine, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Turkmenistan, Estonia is one of them, and Lithuania is one of them. Latvia actually has the lowest out of all of them. China, hilariously, has a very low prison population compared to the rest of the world out of 175. The lowest is, of course, in Japan, because Japan apparently has a. What am I doing? Whoa, what's going on? Okay, there we go. Fixed it. All right, let's check more statistics. Inflation 1.53. Work unemployment 3.12 or 3.21. We have the lowest out of 175, some of the lowest unemployment compared to the rest of the world. Look at this. There's a chain of unemployment coming around in the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which has a 46% unemployment rate. Angola. From South Sudan all the way to South Africa, they have very high unemployment. Syria has 33% unemployment. Jordan, 17%. Wow. Lots of unemployment coming around these areas. United States, 56. Education and research. Oh, yeah, let's go ahead and check to see what. RASP. Cosmic rays are subjecting men to over 300 times the radiation on Earth. Answer from our political physics laboratories called CRASP, Cosmic Rays and Solar Particle Protector. It's a cylinder 3 meters in diameter, 3 meters in height, length, surrounded by an intense magnetic field and powered by a miniature nuclear reactor. Astronauts can then stay in it for long periods to prevent damage to the body. We're the first ones that have made this discovery. Do you want to patent it? No, we don't. So we would actually be able to send manned missions out to other planets. No, we're going to keep you there. United Nations, publicly support. You know, I'm going to play Donald Trump and I'm going to question the actions and legitimacy of the organization. I like how you can do that, where you can role play. Thank you for taking care of ecology. Speaking of ecology, I'm gonna go ahead, and since I have the money, I have a 3.41% surplus. So I am going jihadist caliphate. Or we're probably not going to be able to call on them. I'm going to go ahead and give tax credits to those who use renewable energies on their homes. That's going to cost us $850 million, but the Republicans are definitely against it, but the Democrats definitely support me in this. So we're still going to be able to get that passed. If I was good thing I actually did that before the midterms, because the midterms would definitely give me a majority from what my approval rating is at right now. And I would actually be able to I would not be able to get that passed because the Republicans would not support me in that. My trade deficit is going up by $1 trillion. That is my building, housing, and roadway is going down. GDP. Exportations has gone down. We're gonna have to find something to export. Well, the last time I did something like that, I went into a recession. I'm gonna have to save my industrial sector. Wait, my GDP is going up, but my trade balance is going up. Okay, let's check aluminum. Aluminum. Oh, that's aircraft carrier. Son of a bitch. Okay. Did I put a custom duty on it? No, I didn't. Thought I did. Chemicals are going down. Household appliances are going up. Pharmaceuticals industry is going down a little bit, but not. I'm not going to mess with it, actually. Steel, I put a custom duty on. I think I can put a small custom duty on chemicals. No. Aluminum. I'm going to put a 2% custom duty on them. Okay, synthetic fibers. I'm gonna give them $35 million in subsidies. Zinc. I know who produces the most. China. Oh, I thought it was someone else. China, I could probably import some from them. Please do an American or Bangladesh series. I think I'm actually gonna do another America series. Bangladesh. I see the reason I don't want to do Bangladesh is because they're, for one, they have an extremely well, $250 billion economy. I think that most of the time I never want to do to smaller countries, especially places like Bangladesh. They don't have any regions to improve. You only have one region to actually build stuff on. Infrastructure. I mean, I could definitely do some infrastructure building. They have no highways, no trains, no nothing, and I could definitely improve that. But then after a while, it's just gonna there's just not, for one, there's not a lot of room. Speaking of Bangladesh, I'm actually gonna give them $1 billion in aid. But yeah, it's just like there's not a lot of room for improvement. Sizable army, honestly. High growth. 4% unemployment. I might take a look at them, honestly. Maybe. It's just like, I avoid countries like Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, even Myanmar and Thailand. I avoid because like they are just not. I don't know. To be honest, I mean I've only been taking a look at like certain countries. I definitely kind of want to avoid a lot of countries in the European Union, especially the United Kingdom, France, and Germany. That's why I kind of dropped my Germany series, is because, I mean, look at that. Look at all of that. There's just no room for improvement right there. Poland is kind of weird. I may look at them. Ukraine is actually probably a country that I would do. I could probably remake the Russian Federation. Um, the People's Republic of China. I could actually probably do that. Um, something that I could do. And the People's Republic of China, I could definitely be concentrating on becoming the top economy for one. Reasserting my dominance through Southeast Asia and countering India as the top country in Asia. Saudi Arabia. By the way, I've never seen you on here, American Gamer 21, so welcome to the live stream. Saudi Arabia. Yeah, Saudi Arabia, I mean, they're a really good counter to Iran. I think the biggest regional enemy you really have is Iran. And I mean, in my Iran series, I'm not really doing anything against Saudi Arabia. I've been thinking about invading them, but you know, it's just not something that I would probably do. Um, yeah. By the way, I'm gonna go ahead and play this to make sure I'm not getting any threats from the World Trade Organization. Yeah, Saudi Arabia has a lot of oil. They have like a 12%. Uh, they have like a 12% trade. No, deficit. They just have a 12% deficit. Um, wait, hang on. I think my they just have a 12% deficit. Someone, man, you gotta think you guys could hear that. Sorry, I'm trying to get my um live stream working because it wasn't showing an accurate thing of how many people were actually watching. Yeah, it's showing me 500 internal server error. Speaking of that, while I try to get this working, I'm probably gonna pull it up on my phone. Wow. Speaking of the United States, I just pulled up the U.S. debt clock, and the United States federal debt. Whoa. Armed forces no longer have a place on our soil, and it's better that they quit as soon as possible and for good. We're granting you a 3-week period in order to perform this retreat. Beyond that deadline, what did we do to Qatar? Wow, Qatar just hates us now. We're gonna have to reposition our troops. Um, yeah, the United States federal debt is or not federal, but the national public outstanding debt um is $21.1 trillion. That is crazy. The federal budget deficit is $746 billion. A lot of this is actually being attributed to Donald Trump's tax cut, and a lot of people were saying, well, like this is not something that we need to. This is not something that we need to do, like because like it's just gonna explode our deficit and stuff like that. Like, all right, I got the chat back up. It's on my phone. So yeah, it's just like it's crazy seeing all this. Okay, so we are going to have to reposition our troops since we are no longer welcome in Qatar. We're gonna have to close the Doha base. We are going to go over to military operations and we are going to recall. We're going to recall half. We're going to recall 30,000 troops from Qatar. This is going to reduce our military spending, while at the same time, we're still going to keep at least 20,000 troops in the Middle East. Who's our closest military base in the area? Camp Doha in Kuwait. Wow, we have exactly 20,000 troops left. We're gonna move these 20,000 troops to Camp Doha in Oh crap, I forgot to look at that attack. Okay, so you guys don't know what the hell you're doing, so we're gonna allocate you. And we are going to allocate you all the way back to the United States. So there's a base in Bahrain. Yeah, but that is a Navy base. I'm not going to be able to put ground forces in there. We're going to do the same thing. Actually, these commandos we're going to leave in the Middle East. We are going to place you in there. So... wow, $201 billion cash surplus. Camp Udaid. We're going to move these helicopters to Djibouti. Camp Limaner. Oh, that's a Navy base. We're going to move you guys to Camp Doha outside of Kuwait City. Speaking of that, I just actually want to make an announcement here. I've actually been kind of thinking, like, I didn't know if this would be fair or not. I mean, you know, a lot of things, whenever you never get into them, they don't really sound fair. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna do something on Patreon in which, once I get to a certain amount of patrons, and I mean, this is not going to be exclusive to Patreon. I'm gonna close out of something real quick. So this is not going to be exclusive to Patreon, but once I get 5 patrons, there's going to be a couple new things that I'm going to do. I'm going to start an exclusive Snapchat feed. And basically, what I'm gonna do on the Snapchat feed is basically like whenever there's like a new video out, then I'm just gonna like announce it through there. So the people who have that Snapchat would actually be able to say, hey, like, oh yeah, well there's a military shit to kill. What the fuck? The people would be able to say, well, okay, I'm gonna go check that out. So you wouldn't have to like do the whole bell notification or something like that. And then plus it's going to be, I'm going to have a face reveal, once I get 5 patrons. I'm going to do like a video on YouTube or something like that. and yeah, I'll probably do the United States. I just saw your message. Um, but yeah, like once I get 5 patrons, I'm actually going to do a face reveal. Um, so that's something to look forward to because I didn't know if I wanted to do my face reveal, at like 5,000, 10,000, 50,000, or I could just keep my face secret. Um, but yeah, so yeah, that's something to actually look forward to. Um, Having something like that would, for one, allow for people who are already providing to my patron. It would allow for them to have some exclusive content because I already have one patron. Uh, so once I get to 5 patrons, I would actually be able to provide them with some more exclusive content, which would actually be really fun to do. But yeah, continuing on for what you said, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and probably do another United States series. Uh, Satellite launching station. Yeah, we're gonna sabotage. Oops, we're gonna sabotage that. 1.4% annual growth. I am going to launch a cyber attack against North Korea. And I'm going to launch a cyber attack against China soon. Unemployment drops to 3%. Made great progress. Nice. Alright, we are now entering legislative elections. In 26 days, we'll know. Thank you so much, Mirai. Yeah, see, I'm gonna have a meeting with Moldova. Yeah, see, I mean, that's something that I'm really wanting to do because I don't want to be doing the same thing like over and over again. I really wanted to do something that would actually be, for one, it would provide exclusive content. Uh, Head of States Party leads ahead and Foxen's party. I'm gonna check that poll in a second. We have enough bullying as it is. Dick Perry. All right, parliamentary elections. If the election were held right now, we'd get 56% of the vote. But yeah, I mean that's something that I really want to do. And I am going to actually. I think it's in the description. I don't know. But for those who are watching right now, yeah, there's like 4 people watching. That's the link to my Patreon. Like it's possibility of cyber attack against United Kingdom. I'm only doing that because that's actually something really cool to do preparation for cyber attack against other countries is actually to get the passwords for the electoral cyber attack. Citizen awareness of cybersecurity. Let's go ahead and run a campaign. Hey, maybe that's what the whole thing with um Facebook was. Hey, look, Brighton. I know someone who lives in Brighton. Is that a British or French? Oh, that's French. Because there actually is a train line that runs between Britain and France.
Is that there is a definite risk of him being spotted. Do you want us to...
Yeah, go ahead and bring down the organization. Lots of news coming out between the United States and France because of a huge amount of like the President Macron actually visited the United States and basically met with President Trump, but basically there was this whole thing about here's our meeting between Moldova and the United States. This whole thing between the United States and France was like there was like this bromance going on, like, you know, Trump was like wiping the dandruff off of Macron, and I'm gonna put that at 1,000. This is a sale of grapes. What is our production and consumption of grapes? 103,000. Yeah, I could import some grapes. Oh shit, I put that at 5,000. Mirahi is how is Patreon banned in your country? I like that's kind of ironic how that message got deleted. That's really ironic. I'm actually gonna change up my thing. My banner on my thing. I cannot talk today. But God bless you, Mirai. Retreat confirmed and appreciated. Mr. President, my government wants to congratulate you and your chiefs of staff for the efficiently and timeliness you have shown for the full retreat of operations of your troops from our country. Yeah, I mean, it provided us a way of leads us 60% of the vote. Intention. Alright, that's another poll that came out. Pakistani nuclear accident. No. Not yet, at least. Elections 59.7. Hopefully, I mean, that's really what I really always come out with. We come out with at least 60% of the vote, which, I mean, that's a super majority in the United States. It's at least 3/4 of it's at least 3/4 of the U.S. Congress. Fifth? What? Fifth what? What are you talking about, boy? Sabotage successful. Henceforth out of service. Yeah. So we just disabled their only ways of launching satellites. So that is very unfortunate for them. Guatemala. We've already supported them several times. Electoral cyber attack. Wait. Oh, we actually did a servers. I'm getting back to you, the reporter of the cyber attack. We have what? Oh my god, look at that. Oh my god, dude. We influenced the results by 50%. And the party has lost the election. They lost their own election. So we actually completely just... Oh, dude, that is badass. However, did we help the party that we... The other party, did we help them win? Yes, we did! Oh my god! Dude, that is awesome. That is awesome. We actually influenced an actual election in Azerbaijan. That is going on as highlight. That is amazing right there. Oh my god, dude, that is awesome. We actually influenced the Azerbaijani presidential election. The independent party won by 56% to the other party. The conservative liberal party was the party that was in power from 2013 to 2017, 2018. And so we cyber attacked the conservative liberal party, and we actually helped the independent party win. If I had actually been funding the independent party, we probably would have won by a bigger margin, but we still helped them win. But Azerbaijan still hates us, so that was probably a waste. Redneck Vlogs, what do you mean, what's going on? I don't know what's going on. Well, you did say fifth. I didn't know what you meant by fifth. I didn't mean, no, you... So basically, that is so cool. I'm gonna influence another election. Let's let's go ahead and go back to equipment and communication. Percent. So Azerbaijan. Okay, so Armenia, when is your elections? Oh, their elections already passed. We're not going to be able to influence them. No elections are even held in the United Arab Emirates. Kosovo, we could probably influence their elections. What about Norway? Sweden? $1,000 days. $168 days. I think we're the next part, and I think the next one we are going to try to influence is going to be Finland or Austria. Oh, yeah, look at that boy. I remember him because because the media was sitting there saying, "Oh my God, he's like this is another win for the far right in Europe, blah blah blah." Like, because the media in America was actually like pissing themselves over Marine Le Pen winning, even though, like, realistically, I mean, I kind of felt like she was gonna win, but you know, I think the chances of her winning in the second round, next election's 14 days. Oh wait, it's been 14 days since their last election. Let's see what that was then. Oh wait, they haven't come out yet. Keep calm and watch, Jesus Christ. I don't know. I've been... Oh, damn, missed it. I don't know, this whole time I've been talking about, you know, election rigging and Patreon and stuff like that, so... Title, President of the United States, Ronald Trump. Personality cult or publicize of movement. Okay, so the election is being held in 4 days. We have a approval rating of 98%. Okay, so let's go to elections. Exactly 60%. Anything about the economy? Well, my economy is at a 3.31% surplus. We have revenue of $4.6 trillion, while our expenditures are at $3.9 trillion. So we have a near $600 billion surplus. All right, let's go ahead and go to election day. %38 of the vote. And how big is...
Good evening. The majority of votes
0.2, and the independent party got destroyed. All right, 38.5, 37, 38. So if we get at least 60%, that would be cool. There we go. 61%. Wow. Wow. Democrats did very good among artists. Of course they did. Oh wow, we only lost by a 0.5% margin. I'll look at inflation in a second. Okay, let's go a couple days.
The preparations are
Turnout of 59%. Calling it now, this is what the turnout is actually going to look like in the United States in this November. With that quick access. My inflation is 1.59%, 1.6%. We go ahead and raise my interest rate to 2%. And that is up from 1.3%.
The funeral was
I now have only 102% of my GDP being serviced for debt, and my interest payments are definitely starting to go down. My next quarterly surplus is going to be I owe exactly $1.9 trillion to China, along with $1.4 trillion to the Japanese. Japanese really has the lowest interest rate. Well, China has the highest out of everyone that I owe it to. Well, actually, Russia. I owe them 237 billion. So yeah, I can go ahead and I'm gonna meet with the Russians and the Chinese and negotiate. Okay, so you and I'm gonna meet with the Russians too. I always wondered how you can quote unquote invest in a country, because investing in a country is really weird. I actually figured out that there's a dialogue in which if you actually cannot like if you negotiate a certain, let me look. How corruptible are you? 69. Can I bribe you?
Be more precise. What amount are you thinking of exactly?
Can I not bribe you?
Extremely insufficient. We are looking for a serious proposition.
Oh, wow, he needs a lot to be loyalty vis-a-vis. Yeah, I think we should be able to. I think we should actually be able to.
What offer do you wish to make us?
I'm gonna shoot for 1.5. I'm feeling lucky.
We would prefer to.
Oh, kill yourself. Dumb Chinese. See, that's why they screw us over, because their fucking lenders don't want to give us some leeway. Okay, so let's see what we got. 48%.
You're very kind.
Okay, so can I bribe you? Because I want to figure this out. Damn it, I can't.
Very well. What kind of
Well, okay, I'm going to shoot for
take this?
2.3.
I don't mean to offend you, but your offer is very feeble. Very well.
Alright, 2.5%. We got that with the Russians. I'm going to meet with the Chinese again to try to see if I can get our interest rate lower. Ban Ki-moon wants to actually meet with us. President Moon from South Korea. Definitely going to ask for an alliance with them. Lots of news coming up between North and South Koreans. Say no to corruption, hashtag. Can make the meeting. I'm going to leave now. Oh, man. See you later, my dude. Alright. Uranus program. Presidential elections. Resumes campaign. Okay, so... okay. That's actually something we could actually do. That's a way for us to know whenever presidential elections are actually going on, is whenever we can actually influence them. So we're going to have to be able to figure out if... so let's go over here. Macedonia is about to go through a presidential election. Okay. So let's... Okay, they're a parliamentary election. So if I were to go in... For one, okay, I have 133 days until the election. I'm going to create them. I'm going to go after political groups. So let's see the election, the results of their last election. Okay, so they have Social Democratic Union in power. No, wait, the Liberal Democratic Party. Oh, man. Socialist? Okay, so it is... Oh, what the hell are they? Okay. They're a parliamentary regime. They have a prime minister, okay, so they're a parliamentary republic. That's kind of weird. 2015, 2018. Okay. Let's go after the Liberal Democratic Party.
The preparation.
Yeah, let's go ahead and go for Hanukkah. Okay. So, internet users, Macedonia. Okay, so, what is that? 60% of their country is influenced by the internet. We may be able to do something. What the hell? Alright, Macedonia is going to be the next election that we're going to influence. North Korea is just playing the game fair. They want diplomatic relations to gain money. That's why they're threatening the United States and the world with nuclear weapons. Yeah, but, I mean, I think... North Korea, I think they're finally seeing that the United States is not going to play around. And that's why he's just like, okay, I'm going to back down. We're going to allow for reunification. And, I mean, I don't think he's going to play. Because, for one, he knows Donald Trump's not going to allow for that. And, two, he's not going to... he's not going to think that Trump wants to do anything like that. One of the things I think will be really cool is how Power and Revolution actually responds to this. I want to see Eversim actually, like, after the whole thing, I want to see them unify the Koreas, and then I would definitely go after a series such as that. Apparently, I have to change my Twitter password because apparently a bug on Twitter saved passwords without proper encryption. That's funny, so I guess I'm going to have to change my Twitter password in a second. Personally, I love Kim Jong-un. If I were in his place, I would do the same. I can get where North Korea comes from. They don't want to be pushed around. They don't want the United States to be sitting there saying, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. I mean, if any other country that doesn't want to be pushed around, yeah. But I think any other country, depending on who the superpower would be, it would be the same way. Because if China was the primary superpower, then the same thing would be happening, except it would be China. The Chinese would be pushing, Bangladesh around because Bangladesh is a small country. They don't respect them, and yeah. Honestly, like, people always say, well, United States doesn't need to be a world police. Well, technically we're not trying to be a world police right now. But if something were to happen, yeah, it'd be kind of weird. What is going on, Robert Mills? Alright, I'm gonna see if my YouTube actually wants to comply. Let's see. Let's go to live streaming. Alright, it looks like it wants to work now. Oh man. Alright, I'm gonna launch a massive operation to do that. I'm gonna go ahead and check on Parliament. We now have 61%, 65 seats in Congress. Thank you so much for that comment, Robert Mills. United Ecologist Group actually gained a seat, and they did not. The third party did not gain any seats. We have 59% of the vote in there, and we have 61% of the vote in the House of Representatives. That is cool. So the Republican Party kept both houses. So that is good. I think I'm gonna give more funding. Wow, $167 billion. How much would it cost if I only did want to do one star each? $77 billion is a lot of money. Maternity coverage for maternity leave. Let's go ahead and increase those. Probably give us a lot of approval among feminists. 115, we're going to go ahead and invest in those. It's going to take 3 months, 51,000 people. All right. Total, I'm going to wait for that. I could actually add that into a reform in which I would actually be able to legalize marijuana or decriminalize it at least. Possession in small quantities and consumption is legal. I'm going to go ahead and go for that. Let's go ahead and call this the... Can you start a conflict versus Myanmar? Why Myanmar? Jesus. Let's call this the federal health reform. Confirm. And... that one seat's really giving us a lot of work. Alright, I think I'm going to be able to pass it once I do this. Alright, yeah, we definitely got it passed. I'm going to go to the Democrat... you know what? I can actually go to the Republicans. Support Kurdish PPK and unfriend Erdogan. I'm going to put that to $900. Add that to the federal health reform. That's definitely going to get us support on both sides of the aisle. And physician-assisted suicide, passive euthanasia tolerated or illegal. Oregon is actually one of the only states in the union that actually allows for that. Total private could actually save $50 billion, $60 billion if I actually wanted to do that. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, that's because of the deportation order that I signed, but I never went forward. Oh god, so many notifications. Speaking of that, let's go ahead and let's go over here, manage. Let's go to Syria and approach terrorist groups. Let's start funding the Syrian Kurdish Renaissance. Speaking of Turkey, let's go ahead and go to Turkey. Cyber attack preparation. When is their next election? 198 days. Ha! Let's do it, guys. Let's try to influence the Turkish election. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Parker scheduled liftoff in 1 week. Oh, come on. I cannot hear out of my ears. Sit in against xenophobic attitude. Good thing all this happened after the election. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and sign off on that. Yeah. Get rid of that jerk. You know what would be really stupid? I've seen people do this, and I don't know. It really annoys me, and that's why I was like, really, wait, what? What's going on? Urban violence in the capital. We intervened this morning to evict the members of the sit-in, and our offensive had a hard time, Mr. President. Demonstration dissolved following our assaults, but the true bloodbath and violent clashes caused 6 dead on both sides. Situation remains very tense in the capital, and our teams remain mobilized. I'm gonna actually give...
I'll give you a quick up.
Hey, what's going on, Wildest Gamer?
I'll give you a quick up.
Erdogan should die. Oh my god. Hey, keep watching my Turkey series. You might see something happening. Speaking of Turkey. Damn it, I'm not giving them any aid. No, they're good people. Where's your humanity? Turkey, Bangladesh, and India. New organizations create an organization. Producing countries. Organization. Orpk. Haha. Let's put this in the West Coast. I'm gonna trying to make a remix of the Persian national anthem. This song is so good, LMAO. Hey, if you actually make a remix, send it to me. I'll put it in my intro. Call for police intervention. I never really see the need for military interventions except for riots. Turkey, you mean Ottoman Empire? I actually made a video like that. What's going on in Greece? Alright, park a space probe. Let's see if this thing blows up. Why you hate Turkey, Mr. Spy? House chaplain changes his mind. The Jesuit priest has rescinded his resignation after both Republicans and Democrats questioned Speaker Ryan's request that he step down. Play as Tunisia. Alright, looks like... Wait, what? What is going through your head? Are you trying to solidify our children and make them fail out of school? No doubt you also believe that our country didn't already have enough of a public health problems to deal with. Well, we won't stand idly by in the face of pervading demagoguery. Liberalizing marijuana.
It was past time to end this hypocrisy. Everyone smokes, and people who don't smoke should try it to loosen up.
Oh my god.
Seriously, what's the point of chasing down every kid who takes a drag from a joint? And most importantly, no more trafficking, no more warring between dealers, and no more settling accounts with violence. So I just want to say good job. There will always be a little three-leafed plant at my house with your name on it.
Oh yeah, totally. How about we meet with you, see if I can become gay? The next Bill Clinton is whenever federal health reform has passed. Nationalizes all industries. Totally. I wonder, actually.
It was past time.
I'm actually going to check this. Hang on.
I'll give you a...
Let's go to industry. Wait, no. It would be in farming. Wait, hang on. Colza. Holy hell, I just realized something. Hang on, I actually need to try this. Agriculture. Drugs. Opium. Cannabis. 851 tons of cannabis, wow. Minimum? Oh, I guess they don't produce it? Oh, that is weird. Afghanistan has a really high amount of opium. Or oh, that's opium. Oh, God. Gang. I want to see if I legalize cannabis, if I allow for it, if it will actually become a sector in my economy. Okay, cannabis isn't in there. I know the game has a problem with... creating new sectors because let's go over here. Consumption of marijuana decriminalized. I can attach it to a reform which is increasing the pension. Doesn't add marijuana to the sector, by the way. Damn it! I thought I was gonna do it. Damn it. It'd be a good way to actually tax it. Singer. Sure, let's see if he's gay. Oh my god, he is gay. And he's a communist too. That's a scandal. Oh, man. If I just make him like me a little bit more, then I mean we can become gayer. Oh, how interested are you in politics? 85%. Gay communist who smokes weed from San Francisco for sure. God damn. Wow, my deficit or my excess dropped by a little bit. What's going on? Income, it's probably value added tax. I can drop some of my make gay illegal. I think this would actually be something Trump would do. I'm going to increase the tax on tobacco by 50%. And liquor tax, I'm going to go ahead and put that at exactly $1. Wine, I tried to touch the wine tax and everyone is just pissed off. Cannabis, let's go. Education, religion, Christianism. Panama, 99% of the country is Christian. While Morocco is the lowest amount of Christians on the world. Iran doesn't even have any Christians. Religions, Islam. Of course, these countries have Islam in them. We don't even have Islam, even though the United States actually does have a couple million Muslims in the United States. 6% of France is Muslim. 5% of Germany is Muslim, and 5% of the United Kingdom is Muslim. 8% of Bulgaria is Muslim. 42% of Bosnia and Herzegovina is Muslim. 17% of Montenegro. 59% of Albania, and 51% of Kosovo. Mirahi, your messages are getting retracted a lot. I don't know what's going on. Are you deleting your messages or what's going on there? Is the government watching my video right now and like trying to make sure that you're not saying anything against the state? If you want me to say something against your state, they can't do anything against me, so tell me now. Yeah, screw the government of Bangladesh. They're genociding everyone. Ha. Alright, I didn't know what was going on there, so 5.25. Or I'm gonna just keep it at a flat 5%. I'm going to reduce the company tax by 1%. I am going to... What else do I want to lower? Where I could create gambling, lottery, and casino tax. Lower income for the lowest bracket. Well, my revenue right now is 10% for the lowest, 20% for the middle, and 35% for the highest. And I actually lowered that from 23% for the middle and 15%, I believe, for the low. So I actually have a kind of not really a flat tax, but it's just like, 10 for the low, 20 for the middle, and 35 for the high. I can lower the high to 30%, and I would have, a good 10, 20, 30. Or I could do probably 5, 15, and 25. We can go full on Bernie Sanders right there. Oops, screwed it up. Nope, never mind. Pet tax. Canine species and many accidents that causes each year, absorbing a considerable quantity of food substances that would put it to better use. Feeding more useful animals, a tated tax where it exists, usually applied to the sole benefit of local districts. I mean, there's a lot of animals that aren't even being adopted, so I think a pet tax would actually hurt. Auto visual tax. Oh, that's like a TV tax. That would suck. If you say this to Bengali, for sure they're going to kill you. Oh shit. Check human rights. Real estate tax. Nah, I wouldn't do that. Exonerations, tax exonerations for investments in real estate. I could do that, but I could pay for it by increasing the value added tax or the damn it, stop deleting your messages. Or I could increase the Why do we have a tax on petroleum products? Oh, that's called a excise tax. Any duty on manufactured goods which is levied at the moment of manufacture rather than at sale. Excises are often associated with custom duties, which are levied on pre-existing goods when they cross a designated border in a specific location. Customs are levied on goods which come into existence as taxable items at the border, while excise is levied on goods which came into existence inland. So that's a 5-cent tax on petroleum. It applies to any product that is either meant to be used for or is already used as, or that is sold as a fuel or fuel additive for motors. It also applies for some hydrocarbons meant for heating. So fixed amount per liter, 5 cents. 5.5 cents. You imagine having $1? I mean, we make over $100 billion off of taxing petroleum products. I'm gonna go ahead and reduce this to 20%. Was everyone protesting over social or purchasing power? What'd I do?
The demonstration.
You can cancel the bill on tobacco because I mean I think that was a little bit of a I'm gonna go ahead and cancel it. I think that would actually help everyone's purchasing power.
You have just
Purchasing power. See, everyone liked that because of the health aspects of it, but didn't like it because of the purchasing power, and everyone loves the smoke. What happened to my map? Okay, let's see what our industry is looking like right here. Industry. Trade balance is going all the way up to $6 trillion. I don't know what's going on with their trade balance. Yes, I do use Twitter. My Twitter handle is @PoliticsGaming. I'll go ahead and put it in here for... actually, I'll give you the link to my Twitter. Because I already saw the news on how I needed to change my... Yeah, I went into Twitter, and it's literally telling me to change my password. I'm actually going to do that right now. You can hear what I'm typing, but what am I typing? Alright. I'm going to give you guys the link to my Twitter right now. Seriously, why do you keep on deleting your messages, boy? Alright, there we go. Aeronautical construction, aluminum. Let's see how that one is going. I think 2017, 2018. I think it's actually helping that I put custom duties on it. I would actually be able to prove that if I go to steel. No, not really. If the trade deficit really explodes, I'm gonna take off the custom duties. Let's go to iron. I'm gonna go grab a drink here in a second. My throat is hurting. Let's go to iron. Give them $100 million. Whoa, what's going on there? Hey, hey man, I don't care. I'm just saying. I mean, you don't have to delete your messages unless, the government's like watching what you're doing. Water supply networks. Why does iron need water supply networks? I don't know. I don't care. I'm gonna go ahead and privatize it. $37 billion. I have no idea what you're saying there, Louise, but I'm gonna translate that. Something in Angolese. Or Portuguese. Do Angola pass the American North on GDP? Es Angolano. What? What are you talking about? Are you Angolan? No, I am not Angolan. I'm gonna say that to him directly. I'm gonna see what else I can privatize. He's saying to an Angola series. Mirahi, where are you from? Looks like Water Supply Networks is the only one that I can actually privatize. Do we actually have a trade deficit with them? Yes, we do. I figured out that the best ones to privatize are the ones that actually have a trade deficit. Because I actually learned that whenever I was playing Iran, is that whenever you have a negative trade deficit, especially with a country, because I was playing Iran, Shiat Bangladesh, nice. Maybe I shouldn't have said that out loud. Oops. Yes, Mirahi champions in league. And speaking of Angola, let's see what Angola is. Angola. 100. Wow, their GDP is way higher than I ever thought. They're a totalitarian, extreme left political party. With an authoritarian regime. They're a republic. $106 billion economy. Along with 30.2 million people. 482,000 square miles. Tropical arid climate with 0.1% of the world GDP. Very high unemployment rate, along with a very high inflation rate. National deficit is 5.82%, and ours is 3.8. GDP per capita is 3,500, while ours is 59,000. Let's go ahead and give them a little bit of aid. That's development aid. Looks like a drought going on in Democratic Republic of the Congo. Louise, are you actually Angolan? I know someone who actually plays Power and Revolution, and they have an Angola series going on. Journey to Mars, space mission. Head of state, country. Hold a secession referendum for a region. Texas. I wonder if I actually would be able to get that passed. Lots of Spanish talk going on. What's Spanish? Portuguese. I'm retarded. Public debt 20.1 trillion. Total income $4.6 trillion out of 3.3. Employer social security payments on employer payroll, we're making $739 billion, while employee payroll, we're making $308 billion. Yeah, I can check it. The Bangladesh military, 157,000. I am not familiar with their reserve. Legislation on homosexual rights. Marriage is allowed federally. Abortion legal on demand. Just a couple things that we could actually change here. Regulate contraception, authorize at will. cancel same-sex parent adoption. I could actually allow for that. Legalize same-sex parent adoption. Maybe. I want to make my country more nuclear powered. Nuclear power. And President Trump actually supports nuclear power a lot. Development of electrical sector. God. 116,000 fossil energy plants. How much would it cost if I wanted to dismantle all of them? I'd need 5.8 million people along with $591 billion at first. If I wanted to dismantle 15,000, I need 79 billion. I have a surplus, yeah, but what is your name? Are you from the US? I'm not giving you my name, you can just call me PoliticsGaming, but I am from the United States. Fossil energy. I can go ahead and... You know what? I can probably not touch it, but I can call for another nuclear power plant. Let's go ahead and put 6,000 people on a job. That's going to be $5.8 billion. And let's build that in Northern California. Ah, boy. All right. Justice. All right, we got 2 days before that deportation goes through. Police charge. Antisocial policy. Why is everyone always antisocial policy? I can probably do something to... Alright, escort it back to the borders. This was expected. Okay, of course there's a riot. God. Wow, 10%. Escorted back to the borders. 350,000 people have been deported.
We are waiting.
The demonstrators. For the moment, we have the city.
No, I'm gonna let him...
Our infiltrated.
The riot.
We are going to check on that Macedonian election. The decree takes effect as of today. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put them in there. God, a lot of stuff is going on. Do a dictatorship with Donald Trump. Maybe. It's probably going to be very, very difficult to enact a dictatorship in the United States. I'm going to deploy the military. Their approval rating's starting to go down, but I have the money to actually, like, make it better. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of all of this.
We have subdued.
Attempt to eliminate head of state? No. $46 billion. $23 billion. Let's go for that.
For the moment,
Yeah. Let's go ahead and do it. No.
I'll give you a quick.
Alright. When is that Macedonian election? 100 days from now. Let's go to Secret Service. Let's go to rig a foreign election. And they is not allowing me to do an election rigging yet. Launch a massive cyber attack. What is our currency looking like? It's going up. Interest rates, growth. We need to. Our growth is extremely unstable. And I think it's. I mean, a lot of people always talk about how growth is hard coded into the game. And yeah, I think it is hard coded because, I mean, I remember playing with the modding tool on Masters of the World. And there is a feature on there in which it allows for your growth to become more, what do you call it? Growth is just, like, there's this weird feature on there where growth, like, it's supposed to be, like, at this level by 2020, this level by 2030, and this level by 2050. So, yeah, I think it is hard-coded. I wish there would be a way to change it, I don't know. But I do find it difficult to actually stimulate,
The sale of our share
yeah,
in this
see.
sector is a good thing for public finance. On the one hand, it will let us bring in substantial funds right away. And on the other hand, it lets us cut off a rotten branch that has caused additional losses in the state's budget every year.
That makes my point, with that, alright, so let's go ahead and go to industry. Let's actually check on a couple sectors. 43 billion. Probably doing a little better. Always watch your videos of Geopolitical Simulator. I don't speak English. KKKKK. Same, I don't speak English too. Steel, let's give them $300 million in subsidies. But thank you for the support, Louise. Coal, water supply networks, and electricity. I can import coal from China if I don't have any. Or if I need it. Tja, I need a lot of coal. I mean, I understand you right now, so. Impose a price reduction. A state decides to lower prices to promote purchasing power. We have to defray this reduction in order to not penalize producing countries in a relevant sector. Which I can't do that. Could actually do it. You didn't answer my question. Bye. Good night. Sweet dreams. Wait, what'd you ask? Well, you keep deleting your messages. I don't know. Authorization for construction of an oil pipeline. I already have permission through Mexico. $72,000 biomass facilities. Just so I can actually repeat this, I am actually going to do. I think I'm gonna make a video on it too, to really formally announce it. I'm gonna do a face reveal. Once I get 5 patrons, I'm going to create a exclusive Snapchat feed and possibly Discord feed. Which I mean I think is going to be pretty cool. Making a Snapchat feed was I've actually thought about that for a while. But I think it actually will be really cool. Legislation, investigation, regular and repressive. Why is it weak and tolerant? Oh yeah, I mean the United States is usually just really. They differ from in their effectiveness and lack of popularity. But yeah, once I get 5 patrons, I believe, I'm gonna do a exclusive Snapchat feed. So that is actually going to be really cool. You can find it on my Patreon, whatever. So once I do that, once I get to 5, I will actually create a exclusive Snapchat handle, whatever you call it. And I think I'm gonna have a lot of fun with that. And I'm also gonna start thinking up of more exclusive content for you guys, for those who super chat, become patrons, stuff like that. But yeah, 108 billion. That cost is going up by the months. Tries to change the election time here in the United States and the term limit. I mean, the re-election time has always been the same since the formation of the United States. I would never change that. Honestly, whenever I play games, like I always like try to be as realistic as possible, because I mean, whenever I don't do something like that, whenever I do something that's just kind of whenever I'm not messing around, because this is actually one of my personal games that I'm actually playing. It's Tunisia series would be great. I think I already have a couple ideas for other series. Tunisia is not one of them. $45 billion economy, 11 million people, socialist. No scandal. Pakistan. Oh yeah, Pakistan has elections. National Muslim Union, 58% of the vote. Pillar of Islam political group, 100%. That is funny. South Africa's next election. 122 days. Maybe we can intervene. 94 days to the Macedonian election. So around the same times, we can actually intervene in the Macedonian election and South African election. Uh-oh. What's going on here? There's a... Oh. It's not improved in the 18 days. It's been going on for 20 days. Had to wait until the United Nations. $260 billion cash surplus. $19.6 trillion.
The theory
Okay, sorry about that. Had someone called me, and so I had to take the call. Saw that my viewer count actually dropped really significantly. Surplus as percent of the GDP completely jumped by 4%. 1 year estimated budget excess 4.2%. Let's look at that on Wikipedia. Tax investigation is an in-depth investigation processed by tax authority in order to recover tax uncharged in previous years of assessment. This is the general term in Commonwealth countries. This is carried out whenever a taxpayer is suspected of tax evasion or just by random stamping. Simple random sample is a subset of individuals chosen from a larger set of a population. Each individual is chosen randomly or entered by chance, such as each individual has become the same probability of being chosen at any stage during the sampling process. Alright, so 2.3% basic aid. I am from the United States. Debt reimbursement, 9%. I think that was actually 10%, so I've actually been... it is actually still my third largest because my debt reimbursement... one of the things about the United States is that, like, soon enough, they're actually predicting that the United States is going to be paying $1 trillion in interest alone every year on the debt. Yeah, I am from Texas. So Black community hates me. The Hispanic community hates me. Of course they do. 12% and 0% from the Hispanic community. Socialists. All the Mexicans are socialists. Scandal embezzlement. I'm gonna do an investigation on him, and I'm gonna... Oh man, I'm gonna do that. Secret Service, FBI, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Let's go into him and let's... Dixie's Landman. Where was he? Associations. Wait, no. He is a part of the Hispanic community. Institutions. Associations. Anti-racism. Community. Oh, here we are. Let's do a investigation on him, and let's also put investigations on to everyone who is a terrorist, because we need to make sure that terrorism is being stopped in our country. See, this is why terrorist attacks happen whenever they were on the radar, is because the government just doesn't want to do all the clicking. Because I am the government, and I don't want to do all this clicking. Confederate States of America. Jesus Christ. File. I need to get into the habit of investigating these people regularly. Try to nationalize the entire industrial sector. That is impossible, dude. For one, nationalizing is one of the worst ideas that you could actually do. Because, look at this. Okay. It seems that putting those custom duties on aluminum actually is helping out the aluminum industry. I believe. Compared to 2017, yeah, it's helping out a lot. 5.9 trillion. Okay, for example, if I wanted to nationalize the building, housing, and roadway industry, let's go over here. If I wanted to do it with a minority shareholder, if I wanted to do it with just a little bit of state involvement, watch this. I would be paying $1.4 trillion to buy out every single, or buy shares in every single company. If I wanted to do it with full state influence, $4.8 trillion. I would have to pay $5 trillion to buy out every single company that is currently in that sector. So, and then we go to steel. Let's see this one. 207. Oh, that's a little better. Maybe if I nationalize it, 270 billion, that'd actually probably help out if I nationalize. Custom duties. Oh, I already have it on steel. 5% custom duty. So overall, I have a 7% custom duty on a lot of in my industrial sectors. Aluminum and steel both have custom duties. Utility vehicle construction. Sales, $1.2 trillion in sales. Yeah, $4 trillion is pretty expensive, man. Let's see if I wanted to nationalize him. 928 to 3 trillion if I wanted to do full-on nationalization. Exportations have gone down. So my imports are actually going down, but my exportations have actually gone down. That is actually why my trade deficit is where it is right now, because my exportations have actually gone down. What is going on, General Neville? We are assassination of Hector Gonpez. He was the terrorist action in Tunisia, ironically. Wow, there's a string of terrorist attacks going on throughout the world. Look at this. Syria, of course, is going under terrorist attack. Tunisia just suffered a terrorist attack, 2 dead. France just suffered a terrorist attack. See how many are dead. 32 dead, or 32 are dead in France. 1519. That's kind of weird. When was that? 2015. French. No. Coordinated terrorist attacks, November 13th, 2015. So that was in retaliation for France getting in on the fight. There was... that is weird. Ile-de-France terrorist attacks, January 7th to January 9th. That is almost near the date that the first terrorist attack happened in France in 2015. I think that was a Jesuit Charlie. Yeah, Charlie Hebdo shooting. That is weird. I'm going to send some emergency aid. $10 million in this emergency aid. Let's go ahead and see what's going on in United Kingdom. 7 are dead. We're We're going to send $5 million in aid. Nationalize the oil. Should be in House of Trillion. I'm actually going to see. I think I'm actually almost 735. $411 billion. Income tax, I'm making money off of it now. 5% income tax. Here is forbidden to Islam. Well, technically, there's no Islam in the United States in this game. Sector infos, don't need any other sector to produce oil. Hey, I mean, there was a terrorist attack in Louisiana. Oil, uranium. What if I want to nationalize uranium? Yeah, I'm going to nationalize it. Complete under state control. Oh, damn it. Ooh, I'm going to go after the Democrats' approval. I just kicked your ass in the election, but can you help me out? Oh, come on. I don't need more riots. Of course, people are going to riot after a soccer game. That's what white people do.
The situation is critical.
White House under siege? That is weird. Hell yeah, we got him out. Alright, my approval rating's under 50%. I'm gonna have to do something quick.
I'm sorry.
Oh crap.
Here is our growth forecast.
Near 2% growth rate?
Our governmental cell in
Yeah, I'm gonna put a spy in.
the target is in.
Alright, cool. Budget surplus of 4.1%. Debt service or annual debt reimbursement level will rise by the new year to $391 billion. Okay, so that's how much a year we were paying on our debt. So let's get more funding to education, because there's a lot of news coming out of the United States with stuff like that. We need to get more funding to backup classes, more funding to aids and grants, renewal and maintenance, school equipment and material full funding, $12 billion overall funding that we're giving education. I actually pointed at my screen whenever I said this. I want to shoot to put at least $25 billion into education by the end of 2019. Technical training, agricultural training, and general education. Scientific. After the campaign with Arao, try to play Angola. Are you talking about Iran? Hey, what's going on, James? Never seen you on my live stream, so welcome to the live stream. Secondary education, university centers. Higher education, I'm going to go ahead. So, I guess, like, elementary, high school, elementary and middle school, high school, community college, and university. I launched a cyber attack against North Korea. I launched a electoral cyber attack against Azerbaijan, and we actually influenced their election, in which look at that. Independent Party, 56% of the vote. We completely influenced them. I'm also scheduling to...
It's awful.
I don't know who Luke was. I'm also scheduling to intervene in the elections in Macedonia and South Africa. To sustain growth, do you need to sign new contracts every year, or will the contracts carry over? If you put it for a 1-year contract, yeah, you're going to have to sign a new contract in the contracts. Okay, sorry about that. Active population, I'm going to go to equipment, average internet speed. Let's actually check that out. United States, 16 megabits per second. Internet users in percent. Let's see. 51%. I don't know if I would actually be able to do that because I tried to do that to Turkey. Oh, wait. They have a higher one in Turkey. I guess half of the population is influenced. We'd probably be able to influence at least 25% of the population. Let's check Iran. 57%. When's our presidential election? 864 days. Oh, yeah, 2021. Macedonia. Their elections are coming up. We're going to intervene in them. Okay, I'm going to have to get my approval up. 10%. Wow. Young people, families, employment, public finances. Wow, everyone's dropping off the live stream. Uprising in Washington, delete all of these. You're all talking about the riots. Model country for the United Nations organization, even though I questioned them. I go to stay until midnight. Censor heterosexual. Would I be able to get a meeting with you? Yeah, I would. See what happens whenever I meet with the Secretary General of the United Nations. Liberation, demonstrators.
Sure. You're too kind.
You're
We seem
too
to have
kind.
covered every subject. Thank you very much for the interview. See you soon.
I wonder if I would actually be able to influence him and what gets put on the agenda for the United Nations. Request authorization for military intervention against a terrorist army. Could do something against Libya. Nope, I have a friendly. It's the Libyan Tuareg Pan-Islamism. They actually have control of this region right here. Let's go ahead and start helping them out. Approach terrorist groups, and we're going to go ahead and go after them. Destroy the Langas and steal the diamond. Speaking of diamond, I want to see who makes the most diamonds. World info. Most likely Africa. Oh, Russia. Botswana is a close second. Democratic Republic of the Congo and Angola create a lot of diamonds. Trade balance 917 million. Sales 1 billion. Profits 426 million. And productivity index is 1.5. Million of carats by year. I can import from Angola. Let's see what I can do. I want to actually import some diamonds. $9 million carats. Let's get 12. Yeah, 9 million's cool. Average 88 million. Let's go ahead and call this the and let's put that for 1 year. $115. I'm gonna go ahead and put that at 100 and 104. If anything, an invasion will work. Alright, interlocutor is accepted. Go to the next day. Let's see what the people actually think of that contract. It's a good contract. Provide a large part of the supply we need and provide a lower rate than usual. $936 million contract with Angola. Since they actually have ports. And I actually want to see what happens whenever I import stuff like that. Trade balance. I want to see what happens to the trade balance and what happens to things of the sort.
The theory that says if E1 doesn't like E2 and E2 doesn't
Approach
like
political
E3,
party,
then
the
E1 and
conservative
E3
liberal
could be
party.
friends, has allowed us to see this group as a...
Okay, hang on, give me a second on that one. I don't understand the colors of the countries. The colors of the countries, like Angola, Angola is red because they hate me. We do not agree politically, ideologically, or anything of the sort. So you can actually see the differences between our countries. So I'm a federal republic and they're a republic. That usually doesn't really make anything about it. But they are an authoritarian regime and I am a presidential regime. And they are a totalitarian extreme left regime while I'm a conservative rightist. So mostly the thing that makes the difference is the political ideology. So they're like worse than communist, extreme totalitarian left. They're like Stalin totalitarian left. So it's just a lot, and that's usually what the colors of the countries mean. They're red. Angola is red because the Angola does not like the United States. So I'm actually going to pull this up. And strategic and economic relationships. So they have a negative 22% value of economic and negative 72 for strategic. I'm going to see what else I can actually import from Angola. Banana. I can actually import bananas. Beef. No. Oh, man. Bottled water. I can export them bottled water. Building, housing, and roadway. Chemicals. Electrical materials. They actually have a surplus in electrical materials. Oil, they are actually an OPEC nation. Sodas. Water supply networks. Can I? No, they don't have enough. Would you import me something to be? I would love to import some automobiles from Angola. I'm going to go ahead and go for a... You know what? They were really high price. Okay, so something I need to figure out. I need to go to Macedonia. Their elections are coming up in 68 days. The prime minister has 65% approval. Okay, so I'm gonna have to concentrate on Macedonia for a while. Okay, so let's go to here. Take the Langas and steal their diamonds. Where's the Langas? Okay, so I actually want to come over here to FBI. Consult secret files, aren't celebrities, terror suspect. Saw a violent film. Let's actually go through here. Just a lot of people watching violent films, and okay, Richard Foxon bought a second mobile phone. Possible. Okay, let's go through here. Secret scandal, embezzlement. So scandal can bring about the fall of a well-known personality or even his or her prosecution. Depending on the extent of the scandal, holding this kind of information can also be used as blackmail. Good. Cabinda, found that. Is a slang to take the langus. Zaire.
It's the theory that says if
Okay, so I'm gonna go over here. Conservative Liberal Party. Conservative Rightist. I'm gonna go ahead and confirm that meeting. So let's go to Macedonia. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Looks like the Conservative Liberal Party is actually got 2.8% in the last election. We can help a little bit. I highly doubt we can help them gain seats. I don't know if they're going to be able to do it. I can give them funding, and I can help take down one of the big parties. Most likely, it's just going to be the president's party or the prime minister's party, because that would actually help do that. All right, so I actually might cut this off and then just do a second part. Honestly, 2.5 hours is a pretty long time to live stream, and I mean, if you guys like this live stream, I can definitely continue this. Have just kind of like a US live stream going. Or I could just have regular live streams in which I actually play different countries at you guys' request. So I mean, yeah, I mean, I could do a Bangladesh live stream. I can do an Angola live stream. France. I think I'm gonna do a France series. France is actually a really cool country, and I think it would actually be really cool to do that. Oh yeah. India.
our infiltrated
Sabotage.
carry out a sabotage operation. A sort of Bulgarian opening, if you'll allow me the analogy, that according to my calculations would produce a
But I am actually going to create a military alliance with the Bahamas. Let's go ahead and sign in the support treaty. Currency. Let's go ahead and put it at 2 1/4. Agreement negotiation. Interlocutor has accepted. What? Anti-social policy? Really? Try to play Angola and reunite Africa. Like, all of Africa? That's a really... I mean, I can cheat my way through that. But minus... When has Mali been in a conflict? I can do that all minus Libya and Mali. See what that kind of country would look like. Or I could do it as Ethiopia, because honestly, a united Africa, I think the capital would actually probably have to be Addis Ababa. Ethiopia would probably be a good African gameplay, honestly. Communist, authoritarian, they're a federal republic, though. Wakanda forever. I just screened nationalization. What? Oh, damn it, it didn't pass. Okay, let's go for sector with minority involvement. That would actually be able to pass. That's going to pass on to 9.
The members of this organization are...
Okay. Hey, we actually are fixing the trade balance. It's actually bouncing back. It almost went to 6 trillion, but it stopped and it's starting to pick up. Let's check our aluminum production. $58 billion. What's our custom duties on that? I'm actually going to put it up 3%. Transportation. High-speed train. Let's go ahead and build another one. Let's build this from Detroit. Well, actually, Indianapolis to Detroit, or we could do Pittsburgh, Akron, Cleveland to Philadelphia, Lexington, Fayette to Richmond. Preferably not cities that are actually connected to each other by highway. Let's do Denver to Fort Worth. That'd actually be really cool. Chicago to Cheyenne. Alright, that's going to be a $50 billion contract. I'm going to go ahead and make that a $40 billion annual reimbursement. Alright, 20 months, that's going to be good. It's going to cost us $30 billion. And $146 billion over the next 5 years. 21, let's go for 20. All right, $28 billion annually and $133 billion over the next 5 years. And that is going to be from Denver all the way to Fort Worth, Texas. Denver, Fort Worth, high-speed train. Draw some conclusions. First of all, this is good for national tourism, which will benefit from this new infrastructure. All right, so I actually have two lines that are actually going off. One is going from, and the Dallas Chicago line is still being constructed. And then I have a new line that is being constructed that is going from Fort Worth to Denver. So if I actually get something that will actually be really cool, train line, I can make a triangular thing. So I could do like Chicago to Denver, and that'd actually be really cool. All right, good night, man. Thank you so much, Louise, for attending this live stream. I'm actually probably going to go ahead and call it 2 in about a couple minutes. So before I go, I am actually going to see how much it would cost if I wanted to do a Chicago-Denver line. Jesus Christ, look at that. Wow. Confirm. It's going to cost 24 months if we wanted to fully fund that. But it's going to take almost 40 months for the amount of time that I would want to do it. Time and money. I would probably give that at least $50 billion annually for the one. That's going to be 20 people for every mile. That's going to cost $50 billion along with $235 billion. Wow. You know, look at that, Arlington. I actually want to try something real quick. I'm going to make sure this is a short project, but I want to build a highway. Actually, let's build a Lubbock. Oh yeah, I built another line that went from Lubbock all the way to El Paso. It's going to be a $6 billion project. Okay, let's go over here. Second, no, I'm actually going to ask Canada if they actually want to build a high-speed railway. I'm also going to ask Mexico if they want to do the same thing.
There's nothing. The art is
Meeting. Let's go ahead.
I'm listening.
I am going to
How much
give
would this aid amount to?
$116,000. Refuse the possibility of a partnership. And Canada agrees to a potential partnership. So I could do, like, is it Seattle, Vancouver? Actually, there's already a highway that's actually connecting them. I can do a Minneapolis, Winnipeg line, or I could do a Multiplier, Montreal, or I could just do something from New York to Ottawa. Or literally just to connect our capitals together, I could literally do a Washington-Ottawa line, which would actually be really cool. But I could actually hold off on that. I'm going to go ahead and try to see if I can do something in Macedonia's election. You know what? 57 days is a long time. I can do it in the next one, you know? So, guys, if you like this, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I do have those Patreon announcements that I have coming now. So, if you guys want to have a face reveal, get me to 5 patrons, and I will definitely do something like that. along with more exclusive content that I will actually do for you guys in the meantime. So guys, if you like this, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new. And I will see you guys in the next live stream where I will continue the United States. Thank you guys so much for watching and take care.